Next on our list, after thriller, is a western. So I'm going to take this book cover. I'm just going through and using the same images to make different genre book covers based just using the fonts and the effects. So from a thriller, we're going to go to western. First, I'll take away some of this grunge on the top that we used for the thriller. For western, we're just going to keep a lot of colors. That big sky works really well for western already. Most of that background setting will look really nice. I think we could probably add a cowboy hat to the model. Should be really fitting. So let's start by just taking this big thriller title and changing it to a country font. It's a lot of good country fonts. There's even some good modern ones I like. That's kind of too fantasy. It's a fun font, but it's not going to work. Got a few country fonts, but I have thousands of fonts, and I don't use them very often, so I forget what they're all called. I'm not finding them. I'm going to cheat and go search online real quick. Cowboy fonts. Some of these I probably already have. Carnival Freak Show, that's kind of fun. Doctrine, that's a cool one. Let's try that. I haven't seen that one before. Seems like I have already installed that one, I've just never used it before. There we go. Super nice font. If I ever wrote any cowboy books, I would use that one on mine. I'm going to change the style a little bit. Maybe do something more simple. Take away that bevel. You can probably hear that music outside. There's a park in my backyard They're having a party or something. I'm gonna try grunge styles. Just pick something kind of like that. That's really nice. It's too bad this R gets cut off. It's so long. Maybe I'll switch it to, I'll bet there's another style R. No, maybe not. There we go. So it doesn't get cut off. And give it a little bit more spacing. Nice. This may not work, but let's see if we can put a cowboy hat on the model to make it a super country. Here's some other cowboy fonts. It's pretty easy to grab a font if you see something you like. I use .font a lot. You'll want to check before you actually use it for a book cover. You want to see that you have the rights, because different fonts have different rights agreements and licenses and stuff. So you want to make sure you're allowed to use it. I'm going to grab a couple of these while I'm here. So we're going to look for cowboy hat. And I'm going to say isolated because I want to find something with no background. And I got to find something that's to the same angle as my model, which is a little tricky. Pretty close. That's a really nice picture of a hat, but angle is wrong. Here's some with a bunch of different angles. That's a pretty big cowboy hat for her, but angle looks about right, so I might just try it. Give it a sec to download. I'm going to save this one too, because it might work. Let's start with this. Yeah, it's not going to work. Try that other one. This is pretty close. I think that's going to be close enough, so I'm going to go ahead and buy this, download it. I'm gonna have to move her down a little bit for that cowboy hat. The author name, I'm just gonna make something pretty simple, more old-fashioned. I might even use another simple Western font. I think I'll just use something like that. Very simple. Western readers are usually more old-fashioned. I think I might actually put the author name up here this time, just for fun. And I didn't think about this before, but I've got to change the title. I'm gonna lose that R again, which is too bad. A lot of Westerns, you'll see this really huge title up in the sky, kind of. And I'm just going to move the girl down. So that we can fit the cowboy hat on top. And make her smaller too. Let's see if we can make this hat work. Oops. It's not a real cowboy hat, it's kind of a fake felt party hat. Probably won't won't be able to tell. I'll put a little bit of drop shadow so it looks a little more natural. I hope. Yeah, the angle doesn't quite fit, but it's close enough. Yeah, it looks pretty fake, just put on top. Normally I would try harder. Or I'd find another cowboy hat that fits better. I think I can add some grunge to that cowboy hat and make it a little bit more realistic. Not quite, it's kind of like a denim. That looks a little bit better. Oops. Doesn't quite work, but we'll leave it like that for now. The only other thing I think I want to add is a horse. Because it's a western, I think it should probably have a horse in there. So let's go back to the internet and search for a horse. Here's a pretty good one. And again, usually you'd want to get permission for everything you use in the book cover. However, if you alter it enough, and if it's a small background detail rather than like the main focus, it might be okay. But you should still be careful with what you use online. There we go. And make him a bit bigger. It's nice that he matches the hat color so well. I'm going to try to get rid of this little white spot. And then I really should give him some shadow too on the ground, but maybe if I just move him down into this darker area, you won't notice. This looks like more of a cowboy romance story than it does a straightforward cowboy. And that girl doesn't really seem like she belongs, but maybe it's one of those city slicker comes to the country stories, falls in love with a cowboy. Again, I would really like to add some flowing hair like here, like the wind is blowing her. But I'd have to find just the right kind of hair. It works pretty well. I'm just changing my review up at the top to make it a little more fitting and make that horse a little bit bigger. It's a really nice horse. Could even make it bigger, but kind of liked it further in the background. That's kind of nice too. A little more obvious. put a little bit of shadow on that horse. Make that the girl too. Makes it so it's not just jumping out of the picture. Okay, pretty decent. Might move this author name a little bit smaller so it's not quite as covered up. Maybe I'll do it this way. You always want to find a place where the text is going to fit into the picture. So if I leave the name up here and move this down, it's going to fit pretty well right over the images. Looks like I planned it like that all along. And I try to have about the same amount of space in between all of my lines. And actually, it's kind of a lot of text up here. I would probably move this down somewhere at the bottom. It's a pretty crappy blurb, but I'll leave it anyway, just for looks. I'm sure you can think of something better for your own books. Just matching the sky color a little bit. There we go. It's not great, but it's okay. It seems to fit there. Also helps to hide the horse's feet a little bit. Not bad. Looks like a Western cover. It's got a lot of color. Space is a little bit more. I could use a really tall author name font. It's a little bit more country. Search for one for just a sec. That one's kind of interesting. I might keep it a little bolder. It's not exactly country, but it kind of works. There. I also don't usually like putting the name on top. I usually put it down below somewhere, but in this case, altogether, pretty much holds up. But yeah, this feels more comfortable for me. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and change it. Usually if you put the text up on top of the title, it kind of cramps the title. And I think it has more space if we lay it out this way. I could actually put my review back up on top if I wanted. Okay, I'm going to stop there. I'm not totally sold on this author name, but it's pretty close.